What happens if, for the majority of your adult life, you had a partner, you had somebody, you had a spouse, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, whatever the case might be, you had a partner, and now suddenly you find yourself alone? Who are you? What do you do? How do you handle this situation? Now, I don't know you, but what I can do is talk about my personal experience, what I have seen, and how I have dealt with it, and how I've seen friends go through something similar to and how they've dealt with it. So I'm just going to share some insights that I have learned over the years and some pretty personal experiences from my life that might be relevant to yours. So at the time I'm recording this, I'm 47 years old. I got married for the first time when I was 20 years old. That marriage lasted about 14 years, and then I got a divorce and was remarried again within a year and a half or so. And that was the official marriage. I was living with somebody within months, really. And why? Why do we do that? Why do humans go from one relationship to jumping right into another one? I have a theory about that. And the theory is because it's what feels safe for us. For me personally, in my situation, being in a relationship and married for so long, and then suddenly finding myself single, I didn't know who I was. Who was I? My identity was a husband, was a dad. And with those things gone, it's easier to replace the situation so that your identity in your head matches your new situation. Well, my identity in my head wasn't matching my situation. Now, looking back, what I probably should have done is taken some time and said, okay, who am I really? Like, who is Travis? What do I love to do? Who do I love to be with? Who am I? And instead, I didn't do that. I let the identity that has built up in my head for the last 14 years determine where I was going to go next. And that being a husband, somebody who's married. And so when I found somebody who liked me as much as I felt like I liked her, then it was just natural. It was like, okay, latch on. This is going to be a thing, and we're going to do this together. And I think those times when you have no one is when you can really figure out who you are. So if you find yourself in this situation where you are newly divorced or newly single for whatever reason, I know the temptation is to grab the dating apps and start swiping and see, okay, who's next? How am I going to fill this void? Maybe it's how am I going to fill this night and see where that goes. But often we're like, okay, I need to fill this with something. My advice to you is to not do that. Sit back and don't fill that void with anything and just see who you become because there's a real you in there. Who is that? Who is that person? Do you know who that is? I didn't know who that was for me. I didn't know. I got married, divorced, remarried, divorced again, went through some crap. But going through that crap was like, okay, I am figuring out me. I know who I am. I really like me, and I like to spend time with me. I don't need another person to make myself whole. And I think that is the key. Do you find yourself in a situation where you're like, I need to latch on to somebody? I need somebody else's validation for me to feel good about myself. I know I was there. And getting out of that was not easy. Therapy, time alone, talking to people, going through this depression of being alone, but then coming to the realization that, oh my God, I'm alone. This is fantastic. Who am I? What do I like to do? Do I want to watch football on Sundays? Do I want to order in pizza when I want to? Do I want to get up early and go on runs? Do I want to take spontaneous road trips out into the desert and spend some time there just because I want to? We start doing that stuff and we start finding out who we are and loving ourselves and staying off the dating apps, at least in those initial months, years after a separation or divorce or breakup, you're going to find out who you are. And when you know who you are and you love who you are, you're going to invite in so much goodness into your world. And I would bet good money that part of that goodness is going to be the perfect partner. Love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. Learn who you are. Take that time alone. Feel it. If it hurts, feel it. It's okay. you're going to grow and you're going to really, really, really figure out who you are and what you love. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. There's so much more to talk about on this topic, and I'm going to post more and more videos talking about this topic and similar topics, just about how we can grow as people and figure out this life together. This is real life. And I want to share mine with you, and I hope you're going to share yours with me. And we are going to do this life together and figure this all out, because we got this. We got this. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope this has been helpful. Please subscribe to the channel and maybe share with friends as we grow this thing. I hope to see you again soon. Thank you for being here.